how to export Figma designs to Big Studio. So hello guys and welcome back to today's video. In today's video, let's teach you how you will be able to export designs that you have created in Figma into one of your Wix Studio over here. Now, as you can see, I have created like a very simple Figma design over here. And let's say I want to put maybe this one over here, the specific page into Wix Studio. And we are actually able to do this because both of these platforms has an integration together, so we could easily perform that. But first things first, there are a few things that you have to do first before we get to exporting. One of the first things that you need to do is to adjust the project that you're going to import the product or the design from. So we're getting it from Figma, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get the size of the design. So we can see it over here on the right side under layout. So our size is 1920. So we're going to have to modify our design over here into 1920 and apply. If we don't do that, there will be some complications and we won't be able to easily import the design from Figma very easily or very simply. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to our Figma over here. Ensure also that your design is finalized and you have, or if you want to add things, you could import it once again later on. But if you're trying to import something right now, ensure that there's no empty space like this one. We're going to minimize waste of space over here. So I'm going to adjust this. There we go. And after that, we're going to go to our plugins in Figma first. So click on Actions. After that, click on Plugins and Widgets. And you're simply going to search for Wix Studio. By doing this, we will be able to see here that we have a plugin called Figma to Wix Studio. So simply select this, and we will see a prompt over here. So we're first going to set up our connection between these two platforms. We're going to click Set Up Export. And over here, it's instructing us to do first go to our Wix editor over here or Wix Studio, and we're going to open our tools. So over here, click on this section on the top left, the hamburger section. Click on tools, and you can see here we have import from Figma. So if we select this pop-up will appear as you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to simply copy and paste our URL. Click on connect. It requires the entire URL. So if you have any sensitive information or like parts that you don't want to be imported, I suggest that you move them to a separate package so that there won't be any conflicts or any issues upon moving. As you can see here, we are actually able to import now the selected frame that we like. So I wanted to import this one, which is actually appearing over here right now on our Wix. It will also inform you about uh, different issues such as fonts that are missing from Wix. So I was using Montserrat over here from Figma, but in Wix Studio, those fonts are currently not available. So we could upload those. So you're going to have to download those fonts and upload them into your Wix Studio. I would recommend that you download the fonts instead of rechanging it inside of Wix Studio because, of course, fonts could be a difficult process. Choosing the perfect font could uh, take up a lot of time. And if you suddenly change the font from your design, and then the design would suddenly look off because it's not the font that you have used. And of course, if you have clients, they might not like the fonts that you have chosen later on. So I suggest that you just download it to avoid that issue. And after that, you could choose if you want to add this frame as a page, as a section, or as a container. So let's say as a page, I can simply add the site over here, and it's going to add our frame to our site. So while that is doing that, let me try something else over here. Maybe this one over here. And let me continue this one as well. So next, and over here, we already did that. So if you click this, as you can see, we have more options over here. So we could export styles, we could export frames, and you could even use framework. If we click on export styles, we could select the specific style that we want. And as you can see, we will be able to see all the styles available, all the styles that we have used, such as the colors and the typography, which are going to be useful, of course, when it comes to importing it into our Rubik Studio. If you want to export entire frames over here, just like this one, we could select one frame at a time. So I'm selecting this one, and I could simply click on export frame. And now if we go over here, refresh import, well, I can't do it right now since this is currently importing. And you could actually see it in the background how it's currently working. You can see our image and the text over here. Also, you have to keep in mind that the importation might not be perfect. You might not get the exact same design that you want. So you have to have the expectation that you have to modify your designs to a certain point, or like reapply some effects. For example, maybe the dark effect that you are seeing here. There we go. You can see compared to this one had a darker tone. We had some effects or like shadowing over here, but this one, it did not have that, as you can see. But it's doing a great job actually. So we could zoom out a bit. So there we go. Let me see if we could fit it in our screen. We have our design over here, as you can see. There are parts that are a bit off, like this one. So Wix has its own navigation bar at the top. So for me, in our design, I had to create my own. So in this design, you could remove that on your own, or like you could remove that now. So over here, I could just remove this. So where is it? Delete. Since I no longer need that artificial homepage or artificial navigation bar. But it's currently attached to the image. So what I would do is I would redo it, but remove it from your design. So anyway, we imported another design over here. So we had it already. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add the frame as a section now. So it's going to appear below or like somewhere. So let's click on add to site. Now we're currently adding another page. So that's basically how you will be able to import from Figma to Wix Studio. It's fairly simple. Simply select the specific frames, or you could even select specific styles that you want. And you could one by one, your different pages, import it as a page or as a section. And eventually, after importing all the different frames, you will be able to have a fully built Wix Studio. Typically, people when designing in Figma, they would have one pages, but with how this design that was created over here, we went with multiple pages or like separate frames over here for each page. So we're going to wait for this one to load so we could view it. We could even try and publish it and view it after successfully importing it and see how it looks like and review it if it's good enough or we should do some modifications, whether it's minor or major. So it's almost done, I think. So give it a few moments. And there we go. We have our design over here. So it's not going to be perfect, as you can see. So I think we imported this in our raw section. So I guess we could move this to a different one. I should rearrange this and like put it below or like not in this upper part. So I'm not sure how we could move it. But anyway, you should have this on a different part instead. So I could delete this photo for now, I guess, just for the sake of this. Let's see, remove this photo, delete. There we go. And then we have this part, we have the section, then we have this one. So let's simply publish it, save and continue. And there we go. We can have view side. And this is what our website looks like after importing it. So I'm not sure if it took this. So we have it here, but I'm not sure why it's not showing up here. But anyway, that's basically how you will be able to import your Figma designs into your Wix website. So that's basically it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.